Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, Functional Medicine Centers. Welcome. Excited to talk to you about losing weight. 2021, new year, but guess what? I'm going to get yelled at by my patients because I always say we don't have a weight loss program, we don't have a weight loss plan, and yet we're talking about weight loss. But that's what's on a lot of people's minds, and it's really telling us something different about the body than just we're overweight. So we'll be getting into that, giving you specific things that you can do today to start losing weight, to feel your best year ever. 2021, we're in it. Let's go for it. You might as well be as healthy and vibrant as possible. So welcome everybody. Dr. Ben Galliard here, Functional Medicine Centers, Fort Collins, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona. We have another office in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and super excited to have you on board. We work with patients all over the country, and I tell patients every single day when we're going through that new patient exam, I tell them we do not have a weight loss program. This is not a weight loss plan. This is not going to just get you to lose weight, because most people, if they're just losing weight, it's not going to fix it. It's not going to hold it. 30 days from now, they're going to go right back up. So we're going to get into today some things that you can do to get your body as vibrant as possible starting today. If you haven't already, go ahead and pop down below where you guys are watching from. Love to see that. We have patients all over the country, all over the world. And like or follow our page if you haven't already. Tons of great information, and share this with anybody that you know that has been talking about, man, I just need to lose some weight. They've got their COVID, what do they say, COVID 20, 30, I don't know, depends on the person, right? They've gained a little bit. Give me a thumbs up if anybody out there has put on a little bit of weight throughout this whole 2020 and crazy COVID time and home restriction and all those things. So here we go. Let's jump into it. Here's some thoughts that I want you to have moving into this weight loss process, is that you cannot out-exercise poor diet. So one of the things I'm not going to talk about, hey Becky, one of the things I'm not going to talk about is what type of exercise you should do to lose weight. Because remember, you cannot out-exercise a poor diet. So what you're putting into your body, what you're eating, what you're drinking, all those things, hey Carol, 10 pounds, let's get it down. What you're putting into your body is not going to be overcome by exercise. I was talking to my dad about this last night and said, so if somebody walked to California, would they not lose weight? And I go, well, you know, if you're walking 10, 12 hours a day and exercising to that extent, sure. Hey, Jerry, good to see you in Snowflake, Arizona there. Sure, you're going to lose a little bit of weight. But I'm talking about somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to walk 30 minutes a day, or I'm going to, get 10,000 steps in, or whatever it is. Hey, Sherry in Iowa, good to see you. So we're not going to be able to out-exercise poor diet. So we've got to get on this path of what are we putting into our body. Good to see you, Carol. We'll see you end of January. Let's get back on track here. So here we go. You can't out-exercise poor diet, and it really does matter what you're putting in your mouth, and that is the biggest problem. Remember, weight is not the problem. Weight is the symptom of ill health. Hey Heidi, 20 pounds, come on, you got this, get that weight down, but more importantly, you've got to get healthy, because weight is not the problem. Hey Kayla, good to see you. Weight is not the problem, weight is the symptom of ill health. Meaning, if you are going to be just cruising along and everything is fine, your body is totally healthy, and even overeating a little bit, but totally good foods for you, you're not going to put on all this weight. So that's not going to happen there. You're not going to just well, we've got to figure out what is wrong in your body. If you've put weight on, it's not just extra calories coming into the body. That doesn't help, sure, but there's other things that are going on. The number one thing, we talk about blood sugar all the time, and this is the number one thing that we see with our patients day in and day out to start losing weight. Check some of our reviews out there and you'll see, oh, I'm down 30 pounds, down 20 pounds, down 30 pounds, over and over and over. We did not cut calories. We did not go on keto, paleo, Vigo, any of those different things. We stabilized their body systems. Number one system to stabilize is your blood sugar. Hey Megan, good to see you. That is my number 4. We're going to get to microbiome. Megan was asking about bad gut. So here's where we're at. We've got to get that blood sugar stabilized between 85 and 110 all day, every day. Anytime it spikes up or crashes down, it's going to create more inflammation in the body. It's going to create way more issues there. Hey, Haiti, good to see you. So we've got to get that blood sugar as stable as possible. You can't let it crash down. You can't let it spike up. It's got to stay consistent. That's why we use blood sugar monitor, and we figure out what to actually do to keep that blood sugar as stable as possible. Just by doing that, people will be down 5, 10, 15 pounds in the first 30 days, all the time. Very, very easily there. So stabilize that blood sugar. We know if you've got autoimmune, every time that blood sugar spikes up and every time it crashes down, you're going to rev up that immune response and damage more tissue. There's a lot of other things that happens besides just, oh, I'm gaining weight. You're creating physiological damage other places, so you got to get that stabilized. All right, other thing that you need to do, Jerry, good to see you. Good post-workout, great job. That'll be helpful, get moving again. Paula, you want to take that blood sugar 3-4 times a day for a lot of people is going to be a good range to get into. So you want to check on your liver and check to see what your liver's doing when you get your liver enzymes done. AST, ALT, and GGT, those are the 3 liver enzymes that you have to have done. If they're over 20, you are having liver stress, you're having liver problems, you need to do work on the liver, detox, cleanse, teas, a lot of different ways to go about doing that, but the liver is a huge part of weight because the body's solution to pollution is dilution. Ready? The body's solution to pollution is dilution. So if we're toxic, if we're not clearing out like we need to, whether that's through the liver, through the skin, through the kidneys, all these different ways we have of detoxification, our body, a lot of patients come in and they're actually puffy. Go like this with your arm, even around your ankles. If you've got fluid, if you're a little bit bigger than you should be in some of those places, it's not just body fat, it's actually fluid. And a lot of our patients are going to actually shed off a lot of that fluid. Even in the first 30 days, they'll be down 5-10 pounds of just extra fluid, toxic substance there. So huge part of it, gotta make sure your body's clearing out like it needs to. Another thing that you can do today to start losing weight, get your body as healthy and vibrant as possible, is to remove any potential food allergens. Some people just take out a bunch and don't even get tested or don't even do elimination diet. But what we look at, hey, Heidi, let me jump away just a second there. So Heidi's got chronic elevated bilirubin. Other labs are good. So again, you look at those AST and ALT, you want to look for anything over 20, because when we look at the functional medicine range for blood work, ours is a much narrowed range. So we look for what healthy people should be, not just the wide range that the lab says is okay. That's that bell curve looking at the average unhealthy person coming in. So you want to look at all of these different numbers, but also from our narrowed healthy range. Okay, so remove food allergens. A lot of people will just take out their gluten, corn, soy, dairy, some of these main allergens, and feel way better. We get a lot more specific with it. We do elimination, provocation, and really fine tune through there. But the food allergens, if someone has been off a certain food that they know is a problem and they eat it, what do they feel like the next morning? Basically, they'll feel hungover, and they'll look at it like, oh my gosh, I'm actually puffy, I'm inflamed, my eyes are baggy, I gained 3 or 4 pounds overnight. They actually get inflamed and puffy, and these foods can actually cause us to hold fluid, to gain body fat, things like that. So food allergens, another huge part of it. If you haven't looked into any allergy elimination diets, that's a huge place to start and something we do with our patients every single day. And then, like the question earlier, what about a bad gut? Microbiome is huge. This is the 4th thing that you can do today to start losing some weight and get your vitality back, is work on your microbiome. Microbiome is that gut. It's 20 plus feet of digestive tract, billions and billions and billions of organisms in there that are not us. More organisms than we have cells in our body. But get this, this was done a few years back. There was a study where they took the fecal matter from one person and put it into another. So you've heard fecal transplant, right? Give me a thumbs up if anybody's heard fecal transplant. If you haven't, go look it up on YouTube. You will be in for a treat. It'll be your video of the day. So fecal transplant, they not only took that fecal matter from one person to the other person, they actually took it and put it back the other way. So they basically flip-flopped their microbiome. And what that looked like was, well, not only did we work on flip-flopping the gut and the bacteria and all those things, but it actually flip-flopped the belt size. Yeah, don't whoever gave that face, don't actually look that up on YouTube. I don't think you want to see the fecal transplant. But they actually flip-flop belt size. So microbiome has a huge part to do with being overweight, with this gut problem is going to cause excess body fat, all types of different things. So microbiome is huge. It's not just about probiotics. You've got to actually kill off some of the bad stuff, then bring in the good stuff, and it's a process to get this dialed in. Probiotics are a good place to start. You can do fermented foods, you can do kombucha, you can do kimchi, a lot of different things like that. And if it's feeling good and working better, great, keep doing that. Some people, they're past that and it's going to create more problems. So if you feel worse with the fermented foods, you've got other issues, and don't just keep eating fermented foods and say, oh, they say eat a bunch of yogurt or eat a bunch of sauerkraut and I'm going to be fixed. If you feel bad with it, there's other things going on. So if probiotics feel good, take those, but if not, do not do it. You've got to do kill off. You've got to rearrange that microbiome a little bit. So here we go. Top 4 things you can do today to start losing weight and get your vitality back. You need to balance your blood sugar, 85 to 110 all day long. Check on your liver and your liver enzymes and do some liver detoxification. The body's solution to pollution is dilution, so you've got to make sure you're detoxifying. Remove food allergens, you've got to take those out, and then you work on your microbiome. You've got to get that gut in balance. You don't have to go do a fecal transplant, but if you do and you find that pristine 16-year-old that's never been on antibiotics and has a perfect colon and microbiome, maybe give them a couple $100 and get a fecal transplant. But you probably don't have to go there. We don't go there with our patients, but just keep at it, and remember, there's no amount of quick fix, there's no amount of extreme anything that's going to be a long-term solution. So you've got to take this step by step, day by day, moderation. You've got to be conscious of what you're putting in your mouth, conscious of what you're buying. On my radio show last week, we spoke about shopping in the outside edges of the grocery store. Don't go down those aisles. Don't get tempted. Don't have the bad things in your house. If they're there, we're going to eat them, right? If you've got those Snickers bars or whatever it is, you're probably going to eat them. So you've got to be consistent. You've got to do those daily things over and over and over and create good habits, because remember, your habits are what define you. Whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, that is going to be what defines you over and over and over. Don't go on a crash diet. Don't go on any of these extreme things. Even keto. You can't go keto for 3 or 4 or 5 months and expect it to continue to work and to be easy. It's extreme. You're not going to be able to stay on that path. So remember, balance your blood sugar, check on that liver, remove those food allergens, and correct that microbiome imbalance. So excited to have you guys on today. Thank you. Remember, it's not about losing weight that you focus on. It's about getting healthy and doing the things that you need to do to get your body as vibrant as possible. The weight will come off if you get your body healthy. Make it a great day. Stay strong out there and keep your body with that vitality to fight off anything it possibly can. Bye-bye.